ampliata. Nice. Oh, okay. I was wondering. Yes. Oh, wow. This is a Ceropegia ampliata. Ceropegia are crazy plants. I believe it's the Apocynaceae family, so same as your Hoyas, your Dischidias, your desert roses, your Pachypodiums. But so it's a succulent vine, and they just have really, really crazy floral adaptations, and so ampliata is weird, such a weirdo. These haven't popped open. These will actually separate some, and then what will happen is the insects are able to climb inside to get to the floral chamber down below. Yes, and the way that Hoya blooms work is they have, okay, so I was saying there's only like 3 studies out there. And so essentially they're pollinated by moths, and what will happen is as the moth lands on it and drinks the nectar, the moth's leg will go down into one of those grooves where, can I take one flower off?
Oh, yeah.
Put it back.
Okay, so there are essentially 5 pollinia sacs in each of these grooves. You see like the lines
like
coming
star.
out of the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. That the leg of the moth will fall into that groove, and as it goes in, the pollinia sac has on the end of it an open clothes hanger type, or a clothespin type thing. That when the moth leg goes into it, it clips onto it, and then the moth leg pulls the pollinia sac out, and it's now clipped like a clothespin to the leg.
So then it carries.
So then it carries, and then has to go to the other one, and then again, when that leg with the pollinia sac attached to it goes into the other hole, it then gets deposited, and because of the reverse clothespin mechanism, gets stuck like a harpoon in that one and is released off of the leg.
Wow.
And so, to be able to do that as a human, you have to have something that is literally the size of a moth leg. And so I've been using Maria, who was our sales director. Sales director has 4 cats, and so she's been collecting whiskers. And so she brought in cat whiskers, and so I've been trying to use cat whiskers to go in here and do it.
Wow.
And I've been able to remove the pollinia sac, but I have not been able, at least I don't think successfully, to get it back in, because even with me being delicate with it, from like a size perspective, my force is just so strong that I'm puncturing through it.
Wow.
So I got these in last year from a guy, and normally when you get stuff in from overseas, you know, it's literally right. So this went out on a limb, it was an Etsy sale. It was his second sale. Okay,
From overseas.
His second sale. So he sends me 4-foot box. I ordered 8 cuttings because I didn't, we did Fido and everything, but we didn't do, so I ordered 8 just to see what would happen. He sends me a 4-foot box with 10 node cuttings in it.
But it's so
And I'm
much
like,
time.
okay. So I ordered 10. So he sends me 12 or 11. Same thing.
Yeah.
So I got these in April of last year, and now I have all those 10 inch.
Well, that's awesome.
And then they kicked him off Etsy.
And then, so look at these. Do you do anything with these?
I grow them from seed.
You do?
So funny thing, I used to have 20 of them, 20 10-inch hanging baskets, and all of those 20 came from one fruit.
Wow.
There's how we grow them in like a community pot.
Because we do have
There's some
second
little
half
babies right there. Yeah.
Because Monday morning, when they start shipping, we start shipping off.
Yes, tell me your.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so I did a whole video with Zach, and I basically did a crazy frenzy cross pollination of 7 different ripsalis that I had at some time. Yeah. And so the berries are forming, and so I have germinated in the past pseudo-ripsalis seeds, but it almost was accidental. And so what is your method to, what is this substrate?
Straight
soil.
80-20 soil.
Okay. Soilless potting media.
Yeah. It's Berger BM6 is what we use.
So on top?
Yep.
Like
So
squeeze
I
the
would
seed,
like to be able to-
squeeze the berry, get the seeds
Yeah.
out, and then what is turnaround time like before you
Right,
see
and
it?
normally- and
Next
because-
time we'll do it a while, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
and
these
we
were
do
done.
ship, Thursday and Friday. But when I do that, I'm shipping, within our area. And or
8/18, 2021 was when they were put in. But we've already taken some of these out.
Right.
They're only going to get as big as you'll let them. They're not just going to overgrow.
But
So yeah.
USPS, for example.
Okay.
Like I don't.
That makes
ship
me feel better because I also have some that squish the berries a
Just because
couple
I
months
don't
ago
want it
and
to get sit Sunday.
you don't see anything.
We grow.
So we can do all of our.
trying to
So
think which
people
one.
are, they
One of the
could get wise to,
Baccaferas,
if I
I
put
grew from
USPS
seed.
and my order goes out for a FedEx.
They're up here, but I grew them from
So
seed.
far we haven't.
Nice.
So,
They've
and
not
they
figured
actually
it
look
out.
way better. They grow better from seed than
Because
taking
the people who
cuttings off of them. They're a lot more
use
full.
USPS
Yeah, because I'm
are
trying to ramp up our
friendly
like
type
epiphytic jungle
people.
cacti line. We're
You know what I
doing
mean?
like threes, but
They're
even like this, like how many
several,
cuttings do you
they're
put
doing
in
it that way
to get
because
it
big
this full?
business is taking over the world.
Because right now we're doing one or two and they look so
Right,
like
so-
6 plants per pot.
Okay, so
And even though we don't warranty plants, ship USPS.
And this is still straight
they'll
BM6?
still take
Yeah.
USPS.
Okay.
The majority of what we do is in that,
And so
and the reason is because we do, there's so many different varieties. If we did
Yeah, so I
one
would
mix
like to be
here,
able to get
we do certain things in moss that will not go in this,
Right.
School to pick
but it
this.
really is to help the waterer because of weight,
Exactly.
And he's found the majority of the stuff that we use, that we grow, will go fine
Right,
in soil.
right. No, I like it. Exactly. If it's not broken,
couldn't do it the
Right.
way we're currently.
pay me. Okay. So still digitate leaf, but yeah, I definitely see the difference now. Well, and this is this rhizomatis?
This you can grow from, you can grow them from leaf.
Okay, but so like this growth, like luxuriance was more upright,
Right.
Whereas this is like.
And I'll show you a
creeping.
big one over there that I've got
Okay.
falling out of the pot. You can grow that from that one. You could take a rhizome off, or you can do each individual one of these.
Wow. Look at these weirdos. This, I've never seen this pepperoni before.
No?
Pepperoni and marmorata. Wow, talk about, this is not your average caparata. Like this is so cool. This is like a Verschafaltii mixed with caparata mixed with philodendron mamii or something, like that is awesome. And then this one, Fuzzy Mystery.
The hose in it for me. I can't reach it.
It is fuzzy.
Not gonna lie to
Look
you.
at that. I know, right? Steve's leaves won't do me dirty like that. Yeah, so what's the Fuzzy Mystery about? What's the backstory?
It's a good one. It's been here. I can check and see where we got it, but I don't think we ever. There was just a species,
Right.
name on it. I don't think it ever was classified. I could be wrong. There might be something recent on it.
Right.
We were a
Wow.
lot more into peps than we are now.
Well, hey, that's cool. Keep it a mystery. And then I saw also that basket up front. It's just regular white flower oxypetalum. Do you do any of
That one's the
hybrid?
white. I've got a red hybrid.
Okay.
Which it's weird it flowered during the day here.
Okay.
The picture on our website is it open in here in the afternoon.
So crazy.
It's only bloomed. It's never bloomed since I've been here. That was like years ago, and I don't
But
know
it was
why.
during the day.
During the day.
I was just talking about Maria, our sales director. She's really into epiphytic jungle cacti as well, and she's, like I said, I'm a species guy. She's crazy into hybrids, and so she actually just got some of her hybrids that she imported to bloom, and she said that they're blooming during the day and like continuously, like it being like an arid cactus bloom where it'll open during the day, close at night, same flower, open the next day, close at night, instead of being one and done. I was like, that is wild, because
Yeah.
that is not how they are supposed to be growing, so that's really cool. I mean,
We just have it as Variegata, I believe.
Okay.
And then we have Alba Variegata.
okay.
I've been wanting to. I think I'm going to try to get in Pompano and the other. There's an Odorata. I don't have either one of those. This is Planifolia.
Right.
Sorry.
You're fine.
I don't think there's Variegated in the other species.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, going down the vanilla rabbit hole is like crazy, because basically, as just the foliage plant, It's so hard to distinguish them. It's only when they bloom can you actually tell the species apart.
Okay.
So label is the law when it, like if you get any
Yeah.
other species in, it's like it has to be meticulously labeled or else you're never going to be able to tell it apart. My buddy Paul has like 3 species, but he's grown them together and it's like, well, you're never going to know now.
Yeah.
They said Pompana, I hope I'm saying that right, is you can get vanilla off of it sooner than planifolia, but it's not, it doesn't ever produce as much.
Interesting.
So that's why it's not commercially grown as a vanilla bean.
Huh.
But I've been looking at it. I mean, it's out there. I thought it'd be interesting if we go down to see Dawn at the gardens. They have a 30-year-old vanilla that's grown in the rafters.
Wow.
The green variegated. I mean, the leaves are this big.
Wow. Okay, your euphorbias. I mean, some of them you're saying they're shooting seeds. You're doing, but something like this. I mean, is this from cutting? Because I mean, they have like a codex on them. So I mean,
So what we do?
Like we did the
Yeah.
Epiphytic montrose.
okay.
Except, well, those are from seed. We just do little like
Tips.
There's
just chips.
Okay.
And then they grow
Being
out.
a mass
there,
planting. Okay.
Same way.
I think there's a new tray of it over there. So.
Oh yeah, we'll show you.
Thanks so many Hoyas. I was not expecting to like come into crazy Hoya land and see leaves. I was not. So this is.
I mean, I'm not
this is
selling
amazing.
very many of them,
Right.
Because I'm still building them up. But
When they're ready, it's gonna be a flood. You're gonna have so many. That's awesome.
Restock, Odorata, API. My Imperialis is about to bloom up there too.
Nice. Oh yes. So good.
And rinse red. So that's the largest flower that Hoya's largest flowering Hoya that there is.
Oh my goodness.
But we were going to try to trellis. They do not like being cut. When I cut these, this is one of the only Hoyas that I put in a box to crop. Instead of just in the
Interesting.
greenhouse. It freaks out otherwise. And
Okay.
most usually dies. And the plant itself doesn't like being cut on.
Right.
Because it'll freak out. Not only
Wow.
the cuttings, but the plant will freak. That's Celiatus. It has the same size flower as Lauterbachia, but it's such a dark purple, it's black.
Wow. And the fuzz on these leaves is amazing. Like it's the hair is so fine that you can't even see it unless you're super up close. You can see it on the edges here, but it's the softest fuzz you can see on these leaves. Wow. The Steve's Leaves Friday restock is live! Tradescantia lovers rejoice! This week we are offering 25% off select plants from the Commonella family. Yeah. I love it.
I buy a bunch right now.
Woo!
Just take them.
Tradescantia! And who is this?
Sulawesiana.
Oh my god.
This one got it watered. But
Yeah, I've never seen this one in person.
No?
That is so good. This is one of the plants that I've like favorited like 15 images on Instagram, but you know.
the flower is my favorite flower. I've never had iris flower, but it's that purple fuzzy flower. Have you seen that? It's
And just the fact that it's this long, rigid leaf, but then also like slight mottled variegation in it like this. Is like long, rigid leaf, but look at these like patches of like almost pinkish variegation. So pretty. It looks bizarre. Like it looks like reptilian.
Yeah.
that's what I have.
The like the funkiness of it is so interesting. I would love to know the adaptation of the fly. So many things I just like, please someone give me the funding to spend 18 months in the jungles of Borneo to just study these plants, please. I'm putting it out there, please, someone give me the funding. I will live in a tent for the next 18 months and just stay up all night and just watch animals pollinate Dischidia and Hoya. So Ripsalis bassifera is actually the only
We have a couple of small ones.
epiphytic jungle cacti to escape the New World. And so because of, they think, either tectonic plate shifting during the time of evolution or some sort of like transatlantic bird that carried seeds or whatever.
Driftwood or something.
Right.
Yeah.
That seeds of bassifera got over to parts of Africa and Madagascar, and so it was separated for so long that Horrida actually evolved independently in Madagascar away from all of the rest. And so they say in another, couple 100,000 years it could become its own species because it's been separated for so long. It's like so crazy.
That's wild.
So crazy.
This is the same cross. I haven't named it yet, but look how long.
The dark leaves with the orange.
Look how long the pedicels are on it, though.
Oh.
Right?
Wars could be started over that plant.
Now this one I'm going to enter in Atlanta at the National Show. That's the plan. That's RW2J. That's the cross number.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean.
Wow, I know I just said that I was a species man, but wow.
That's that same cross that you saw over there. It's the same. It's a seedling. Same as it's Elsa cross with lunaris.
Wow.
Which here. So those are the male flowers on this.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the females on that same cross. Yeah. Exactly what I was going for. So super dark with orange flowers. Now, I don't know if any of this is the male parent, but I don't see. They're really orange, but they're not as dark. They're more pale. Mm-hmm. That's the species. Yeah. It's lunaris.
Wow. That is my exact favorite shade of orange. Is like that tangerine peach. That is stunning. Crazy, just the shape of how this is unfurling. And even behind, like that. Coeltianum, right? Is so cool. I love the growth on this one. Love it. Epiphytic jungle cacti! Ah, so good.
There's
so good.
Ripsalis ramulosus next to it.
Ah, yes. All of them. All of them. Yeah, what a funky. Yo. Wait, so what did you say you put on here? Itself. Okay. Ah!
It took, right? It's the first time I've ever tried.
I mean, yeah, that definitely took. Wow, those are plums.
How long do I have? Nate?
Probably only another couple of weeks, if not sooner.
I mean, that's gonna have to be the way you sell this guy.
Yeah.
This is what you had back there, right?
Yeah,
okay.
two,
I had one.
Two
And
of
I
the
thought
giant
they were
ones.
the same.
Yeah.
But
this technically, I would probably consider the regular or wide form. There is a narrow form. That is really only this wide.
Okay.
It's super narrow. But yeah, I mean, you could try cutting. It's not going to take, and then you're ruining your stock plant. But yeah, look at. So this is no longer an inflorescence. This is an infructescence. So infructescence means that basically it has fruits forming on it. So the inflorescence was successfully pollinated, and now the berries are developing, and it is really, really close. So each of these individual little things is a berry that could have anywhere from 1 to a couple seeds in it. And so they're going to continue to swell. They may turn a shade of color, but I find most philodendrons actually just stay kind of neutral, white, creamy.
Okay.
I would say the telltale sign is it'll start to die off, and then once this starts to yellow and die off, that's your time to take it.
Okay. I would have gone all the way around, but I got nervous that I was going to break it off, so I was like, that's good enough. I got enough out.
Yeah, and I mean, you did. It's a science. I've been practicing a bunch of different ways of being able to cut it, almost like a C-section where I can open it, but then after I do the pollination, there's enough intact that I can close it back up, and it actually seals itself back in. Okay. So it's just trial and error. But also I've removed it, and it still forms whether you remove it or leave it on, either way. So pretty, very good job. That's a hell yeah. That's awesome.
I actually saw you opening one of these when I was in Florida. Over there, one of those houses, but you're so excited. I see it. Just
how can you tell?
You're red in the
I'm
face.
shaking.
Christmas came early.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hold on, you gotta do one at a time because I want to explain them all for you.
So Select.
Okay, so this is Selaginella picta.
Okay.
Which it's actually really, really common in like Malaysian parts of the world, China, Philippines, things like that. But it's really cool because it's a species that is naturally variegated.
Okay.
So Selaginella picta, it's not Selaginella picta variegata. Like that is the species is variegated, which is so cool.
Yeah,
like there really aren't a lot of plants that are naturally variegated.
So that's in
like
the
that.
DNA variegation.
And the way that it's like literally every other is just like mesmerizing. The fact that like Mother Nature did that.
It looks woven.
Alright, so this is Nephthyitis swainii.
Okay.
So this is the real Nephthyitis. Okay, so you know Syngoniums sometimes are known as Nephthyitis as a misnomer common name. They got that misnomer because very vaguely they resemble the same structure as Nephthyitis. So Nephthyitis are aroids, but they're actually an African aroid. So this species is beautiful with this glaucous like silver color, and it's never going to get taller than 6 inches.
This is the Philodendron
Gardenioladorum, I believe. It's new to me. So we recently got it in, and Shane chopped it into pieces, and so this is actually, we haven't released it yet, have we? So you're getting the first one before we release it to public.
Thank you guys.
And so similar to like a Tenwi or a Esmeraldense in growth, it will get like longer leaves, but it's rounder and longer. Yeah.
My turn?
Yes.
Yeah, your turn.
Okay. Here, just throw this stuff down.
It looks like. Oh yes. It looks like the. What's the one that we have? Genevieve with the fuzzy.
Yes. Exactly.
That's very
Ooh, okay,
I like
this
that.
fight. So, let me tell you this story, the origin story here. Okay, so that is Philodendron williamsii, which now you will see called Thematophyllum williamsii. The International Aroid Society does not recognize Thematophyllum as a genus. So I, as the taxonomist I am going to go with that. And so it is a philodendron still, subsection Meconostigma.
Okay.
But you will see a lot of times online that Williamsii is actually mislabeled and it's really just a stenolobum. But there is a botanic garden on the west coast of Florida called Marie Selby Botanic Garden. Beautiful, beautiful garden. I was there with my best friend and actually our greenhouse manager, Courtney Bennett, November of 2020. I'm gonna pull it up right now. And there was a giant ones. I'll show you the pictures. Giant ones. Okay, and so I'm there taking, Courtney has my phone. I'm posing with the plants, taking pictures. And I noticed that a janitor is coming along the walkway and like sweeping up debris. And I see that he's about to sweep up into his thing a fully formed infructescence with ripe berries that had fallen off of this plant. And I, like slow-mo, I'm like, no! And it was like, like my innate like ability, like as a grower, like I have to save these
And
orphans.
he tackled the janitor. The janitor was really pissed off.
Well, yeah, I'm sure the janitor was like, why do you want this trash? And I took him home, and this is the first crop of philodendron I ever grew from seed. I knew nothing, but I was like, it's kind of my duty to do this. And so they've come a long way. So they're they germinated December of 2020. So they're a little over a year old. And
size comparison.
Oh, wow. That is huge. Can you grow it that big?
Well, I definitely believe you guys can grow it that big.
Just make believe 40-foot greenhouse.
Yeah. We'll just